All right, so IK, if you notice, we switched our configuration a bit. IK had a few points on parents, and it just made me think of a few stories I've had or a few interactions or things I've observed. Once again, I was not saying when this happened or with whom this happened, but I was at a club once, and this coach told me about a player that I started coaching, and I told him about a story I had with the parent, and it was like, I don't even worry about that. Like last year, you know what I did? This parent, he would always give instructions on the sideline, and it drove me crazy. So one game, I took the player out, put him on the bench, and said, you can thank your father for that," and it was done. And I was just like, yo, I was like, it hit me when he said, I was like, oh, okay, you just did it like that, because that is brutal. That is cold, but it worked. It worked, but and also it depends. You can do that at certain levels. When you're at a club that's a certain type of club, a very high club, doesn't even have to be pro club, but a club that recruits big time players. Well, the players and parents know that the club can get other players like that. So you got to be on your best behavior. But I think IK made a great point. The most important thing you need as a coach is support from your club. I've been in both situations where I was backed by the club and I wasn't backed by the club. And first off, that's a horrible feeling when you're not backed by the club. It makes you look like a fool, and it just undermines your position. But I remember a parent went off on me in an email and suggested that he would contact the club. I was like, that's great, no problem. And I responded to him, and I CC'd my director, said, hey, if you really have an issue, we can meet together. Boom. The next email from the parent was like, that'll be all. That is not necessary. Goodbye. And it was just like that. I was like, oh, okay. It was like, all right. Because I put the ball in your, it was like, okay, then that's that. You try to come at me, and I was right. I had no issue bringing my director into it. Even if I wasn't right, I always bring your director into it. They'd rather hear it from you than from someone else. But so that's the first things first. But I kids completely right. They're thinking about their kids. The most important thing to them is their kids. What they don't always understand is you don't coach just their kids. And also at the same time, you're a coach for a reason. Like you hopefully you know what you're doing. Most people don't go to their kids' teachers and say, this is how it should be done, blah, blah, blah. Although most people don't pay thousands of dollars, unless it's for that college tuition issue they had, to their teachers, right? But I think it's just a complicated process. And I think the club, I think from what I think you didn't do, that was years ago, you do it now, is from the jump, you set a basis. He's like, you can't do this, you do this, boom, 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 make it very clear. And yeah, I think that's really how it goes. But all in all, we love parents, just not all the time. I think that's the message we
can't love all the time, to be fair, so they know.
Thank you for listening to ToroFoot. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, and check out our other videos.